Fatty with a Firearm here. Got my Luger out again and gonna do a video on how the firing mechanism works on this gun because it's a very interesting system on how it actually shoots. So again, it's taped off. Yep, empty. Let's decock it. Done. Now let's take it apart. Alright, as you can see in the trigger, let me zoom in here a bit. You can see in the trigger it's got this little cutout right here. That's what the trigger lever right here, this part fits into that hole. So let me just place it in here and lock it down just so you can get an understanding of how this actually works. Figures it won't work right. Alright, back, let me zoom in. As I pull the trigger, you can see that little toggle, that little button coming in and out right there. As I pull the trigger, it pushes towards the center of the frame. If I let it go, it comes back out. And what that does is that actually pushes the sear right here. It pushes the front of this in. And so you can see how the back part right here pops out as I'm pushing that in. And what that does is there's a groove on the back side. Let's see if I can get the light right. You can see how it gets out of the way of that little notch right there. And what that notch is connected to is the firing pin piece right here. As the gun's cocked, this is back here, and when that moves out of the way, lets the firing pin fall forward, striking the round. One thing to note is that the gun can actually fire without the grip frame. You don't need the actual frame to fire the gun. You can actually easily shoot it without it. So let me put this together real quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about. You know, now the upper is actually cocked now. And what you can actually do is right here, just push on the front of this. And if there was a live round in the gun, it would have gone off. Now the toggle wouldn't have done anything. You could just do it with one hand, but it would have fired. So that's one thing you do need to be careful of so you don't actually end up hurting yourself. Now I'm going to show you how the slide lock mechanism actually works inside the Luger. So if you look in here, zoom in just right. This thing right here that I'm lifting up, that's actually the slide lock. You can see if you have an empty magazine, you see how it lifted up right there? Let me back it up. It lifts up because of the button on the side. So when that thing lifts up like that, it actually catches the little groove right here on the back, on the front side of the bolt, just behind where the bullet's held. And literally, once everything is stopped, it'll hold the whole mechanism about right there. So let me put this together real quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So now the gun's back together. So let me put, again, empty magazine and toggle it. It actually locks the slide back. So when you take the magazine out, let you close it. So let's decock it. And that's how you do that. Now I'm going to cock it, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually use a dummy round. This is a snap cap. It's not a live round. I'm going to stick it in the gun. Oh, hit the camera. Oh, it's gone. And as I pull the trigger, you can see here, zoom in again. If I pull the trigger, you can see that piece right here coming out. And that's actually how, it's very simple how this gun fires. And A couple of neat features is right here. On the back it says gesichert. That means safety or safe. And up here you'll see it says gelassen, and that means loaded. And if that's up, there's a round in the chamber. But if it's down, you can't guarantee that. It's just easier to play it safe and check the chamber and then decock the gun. Safer that way. Now what I'm going to do for you is actually show you how to use a loading tool for a P.08 Luger. And what I have here is 7 rounds of DWM, original DWM, World War II 9mm ammunition. I have 7 rounds of it. I would like to find an 8th. So if you have an extra one of these and you're willing to sell it, PM me and we'll see what we can do. Well, let me show you how the tool works. The back side of the tool, you have a couple of these little funny grooves, and they fit ever so perfectly with the hole. So what you do, and how I do, is I actually turn this upside down so I can push everything down. And one at a time. One at a time. 2, 3, 4. All the way 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's how you use a loading tool. It's rather simple. But again, if you have an extra World War II DWM 9mm round, PM me and we'll see what we can do. But thanks for tuning in. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos not only on this gun but other World War II and older firearms that I own.